Alright, everybody, welcome to another Wednesday stream, which we will be calling for the moment Whatever Wednesday, where I will be playing whatever I feel like playing for the day. Sorry, I just came back upstairs from down, so a bit out of breath. So, as I said in Discord, and you can see from the title there, we're going to be doing a bit more Moonstone Island, because I was having a lot of fun with it and getting a bit more into the game here. So without further ado, let's jump into this. So I played a bit offline. As you can see, I have 3 spirits now. I've cleared 3 mines. I got the dungeon right there, and then these 3 things here are archways that give you cards to either add a card to your spirits, remove a card, or enhance one. So we visited the island here, and the island here I still have to visit this one over here, and there's definitely more islands all over. And as you can see, we have a mine we've discovered over here. This is another dungeon sort of area that we have to go through, but I needed more ingots to go through it. So along with that, I found out how to change your clothes when you unlock more clothes. I have this building built up here, which this is the spirit barn where you house the spirits you capture. And we've made a nest, and we planted our 1 earth egg there that we have, and we have space for 3 other spirits. And then we have the ability unlocked to store them at the science lab. Now it seems like there is later an item to reset your stat points whenever your character levels up. So I was going to restart because I was clicking and then it leveled up and out. Put a point on something for me without me looking at it, and it wouldn't let me take it off before leaving it, which was a bit annoying. They should make it where you have to confirm that you want it there before you do, or that you can just swap it around, as opposed to clicking an ability for a stat point and then being set there regardless. So along with the spirit barn, I have a couple other things to show you before we just continue on. So in our items here, you can see that I have the broom right there, and I have a alchemist's wand. In that dungeon on the 1 island to the left there, we found that. At the cost of your stamina, that will help plants grow rapidly. No, I wanted to change this over. So these green stripes on the bar and hammer, as you can see, or hammer and X, you can see there means that I have spent resources to upgrade them to the next stage. In our house here, we actually have the Moonstone Enchanter here, which is where you make all the magic stuff. So this is where we made our spirit stalls, the spirit nest, along with the spirit barn, and our broom. Just recently off stream, I got the recipe for the loom here. And this is also where you make another alchemist tent if you want to place another house. Ultimately, this is the transportation you want to go for when you have enough resources for it. The mirror is also going to be pretty important, as would a spirit barn portal, more or less. Especially since the barn takes 3 iron ingots and a regular ingot, then 100 stone and wood, where this just takes 20 wood and a moonstone. So, I thought I had made another furnace here. Ultimately, that is what I'm going for. I'm going to have 2 furnaces, one to make iron, one to make copper for the time being. And we're going to keep our flax on us at all times, more or less, now for the purpose of being able to tame more spirits as we come across them. So how you initially got to those islands before you had that and made the broom was you used the balloon, and the balloon flew rather slowly, but it didn't have a limit, where you do actually have an energy limit with the broom, and if the broom runs out before you're on land, you plummet and you lose health. Well, you lose stamina more or less, and you lose 10 stamina for it. Alright, so to go back into that dungeon here, I'll show you here in a second what we need. What I need that I didn't have is I needed an iron ingot and a copper ingot for that dungeon. Is you had shrines where you had to make offerings, and the first offering we could do, the second offering was ingots. Alright, spirits, I need you to kind of move so I can see what I'm doing here. So, let's replant here. So I have our Inkleo, the Mumbleweed, then I have a Fluff Fox from the one island over there. They're not in here, but I did have another spirit right here. I think I had that spirit sent to the science lab. Okay, so to make another furnace, I'm going to need 10 wood and 10 stone. Right here I'll show you flying over to this one island over here, because that's where I'm going to collect the wood and stone. To make a second furnace, so that we can have one furnace for making copper ingots and one for making the iron ingots as well. Give me 1 second here to turn this off of full screen. Alright, there we go. Let me just resize this for a second, guys. So you select the broom, and just like with the balloon, you hold off on the side there, and it'll charge up, and it flies a decent bit faster. So these archways, you like stand in them and then you hold right click until the bar fills up. And when you do that, that's when you get the cards to either enhance one of your spirit's cards, remove one, or grab a new one. But you only get one per each, and they only give you one. As once they're lit up, they don't reset as far as I know right now. So one thing I've noticed with how battling works is, as you can see there as I go through them, it switches between the different spirits. So your 5 cards that you have are picked between your 3 spirits on the field. So you don't want to grab too many copies of the same card when you level them up, because then you're just going to have copies of the same thing over and over for the most part. Now I got end the turn there. There, we should be able to finish him off here while he's still in daze. another Ingram lodestone there. Alright, so anyways, like I said, we're here to grab stone and wood for another furnace. And now the hop crows and one other, the Dusty here is the hop crows, and there's been a new spirit that's on here too. Now if you notice there in the last fight we had none of the cards for our Fluff Fox here. Can do this the quick and easy way where I just whittle him down like 6 HP at a time or so while he fights back, but it's just a little bit quicker for everyone for me to do it the other way, where I break their shield / armor and then just take them out quicker. Alright, so Mumbleweed leveled up there, so we're going to go into our amulet to level them up. Let's give them another armor. I already have 1-2 on them and bite. Let's skip. Alright, so I got the stone I need. Do we have enough wood? No, I don't think I've been... No, I have... I've just been grabbing wood, stone. I haven't grabbed wood enough yet to be able to make another furnace so we can get both ingots going at the same time. Alright, there we go. Now we have enough wood and stone. I'll plant those 2 samplings back on the other island. That's a Papu, which is another brand new spirit. I do have one of them. So we're going to back select our broom, go to the edge, and then charge up the broom. Now that blue bar over our head is the broom's, hey Da. The blue bar over your head on the broom is the energy the broom has. That's the bar you have to make sure does not run out before you finish crossing. Alright, let's make another furnace. Set that down there. Glad to have you, Da. Alright. I'm doing pretty good, you. Alright, so we have copper going in you, so this one's going to be iron. Get some copper and iron going. We're nowhere near ready to make that yet. That's good to hear. Alright, so it is night. So I'll sell those. We got another social point. Oh good, this is the one I had accidentally placed before. So last time I did Fast Talker, which lets me talk to them 4 times instead of 3. Great Listener will let me gain relationship 5% faster, rise and shine. has a 10% chance for me to wake up with extra stamina. Morning person has a 10% chance of waking up 1 hour early. So chatty, funny, and flirty means that I get 10% increased chance of successfully joking, flirting, or talking. But you can only pick one of these, so I picked fast talker for that. Yeah, I hear you. I have times I crave pizza too. So let's see what the opposite of these are. Let's see, I can give one additional gift, or I can missing dates. Alright, let's do funny. Although great listener wouldn't be bad either. Alright. Sounds like it's raining out. Get some more ingots going. Actually, I'll hold on to them for the moment here. As we'll try to finish that one dungeon. Hi, Osano here. So I was sorting out the tavern store the other day, and I found this old cookbook. I mean, it smells old, okay, so I'll finish reading this here, but this is basically going to give us a prep station, a oven, and then a cookbook. That's what the image up there is for. It's a stand with a cookbook on it. I mean, it smells old and it's dusty and half the pages are torn or wet or just sticky. I'm not sure, but I thought, hey, you know who might like this? The Alchemist. So I got Paolo to draft up some blueprints for a prep station and a stove for you. So all you need to do is build those, place the cookbook in your home, and you can get started. Oh, and if you make any of the recipes in the book, let me know. You can sell the dish to me at the tavern and I'll tell you what I think. So that gives us the prep station, the cookbook, and the stove, which are standard crafting recipes. They're nothing we need the Moonstone enchanter for. Alright, let me place that away to free up a space here. We'll check our crops before we head back out to go into this dungeon again. Alright, we got 2 of them that are just about ready, and the rest we just planted, so they're not going to be available for us just yet. We did plant some lily pads along the river, so let's grab those for healing our spirits here. And after we explore this dungeon a bit more, we'll go check out this island to the right here. Alright, I gotta select it first. Okay, so this is actually a merchant. This is the Magic Man. And you remember that big tree at the end of the dungeon on the first island in the town there? That was apparently a fragment of his memories, and it fills up this mirror here when you give them to him. Yeah, he's basically got a birdhouse. And he looks like a tree with talismans for eyes. At least you don't have to water your crops in this weather, huh? They can be so thirsty, yes? Okay, so basically what he sells is he sells you specific cards for your spirits that you normally can't get otherwise. Bash and Rock Throw we can get, but everything else here we normally can't find for them. And then he'll also sell us a talisman here. I'm going to take a cleanse to remove some of the cards I don't need. So the reason that my chatting says an extra 5% is because of the Fluff Fox. One of the Fluff Fox's passive abilities is it gives you a 5% increased chance for all of your chatting options to succeed. There's the mine, there's a bridge I built to connect these two islands. Nothing over here at the moment. Here's another one of the new ones. We had one of these that we got, and we actually got tasked with pairing all these monsters, all the spirits, with the villagers in the Moonstone Island. And this one here, the Oaken, was the first one we had to pair with someone. Break his armor here before I can really get any damage in on him. So this should break it there. Unfortunately, we're out of energy. Should finish them. There we go. Let's raise your armor. 15 earth is not bad, but that takes everything. We don't need bite. I will skip with you for now. What do I want to remove? Let's remove that. And right now I'm just kind of seeing, because the stone fruit and flax flowers will regrow. So I'm kind of seeing if I can get some more of them over here before we head up to that dungeon. Although it's not looking like that's going to be the case. Alright, we're still on the broom. So we're going to fly up, since the broom is a decent bit faster, and we won't have to worry about things quite as much. So the shrines like this gave us the top knot hairstyle. So I guess all of those shrines like that are for clothing and hairstyles that you can use. So we made an offering to open up this shrine in the tree. And we had a new spirit in here. Right there is where that alchemist wand was. So you make that offering there, and then you can come over here to make this ladder vine grow with the alchemist wand. It takes like about 5 stamina every couple seconds. Now this is it. It's like an oblog or something it's called. I do have one of these, and they're stored at the science lab. A long log. Oh, this one's got 10 armor, so this seems like it's a boss. Alright, just out of curiosity's sake. Yep, this is a boss. So there was another version of it that was the So there was another version of it in the first section before the lateral vine, and it had a slightly different name, and that was the standard enemy that you could tame. I can barely damage him while he's still got his shield, it seems. Alright, you are going to take too much. I'll do this one, although it's not going to do me too much good. I need to remove as much armor at once as I can before I do any damage. Especially with bosses, you want to just break down their armor to stop their attacks and make them dizzy so that not only do they lose a turn, but you can do double damage to take them out quicker. Oh, that would take all 3 points, okay. Alright, so I guess I'll throw... Oh no, we're out of energy at the moment. So now he comes back. Alright, unfortunately I didn't have many of the cards I could use to reduce his armor there again. And there's one. And then this will do some damage and reduce the armor another time. Of course, that only did 1 damage. Mastermind. Fallen Foe is good damage, but it works better if it kills the enemy. Or banishes them, I should say. Okay, so that's 5 damage, that's 6. Oh, I'm out of energy. Okay, I thought I had one more. Of course, he blocked the one. And that one too. that. This will also reduce the shield some more. Rage makes them do more damage, but also take more damage. So you kind of have to be careful with that. I'm probably gonna have to use one of those lily pads on Inkleo. Energy, so kind of a wasted turn there. Yeah, this is our second boss. In the dungeon that we had on the island that we landed on, there was a boss there too, if you recall from the other stream. Yeah, 15 doubles should be a decent bit of damage. Only issue with that is that takes all 3 of your energy at the start. End the turn there, no more energy to use any more attacks. Hey, frontline. That didn't do too much. Wow, you just blocked everything there. This is why you kind of need to make sure you don't grab too many cards of the same type when they level up, because all 3 of your spirit's cards get mixed together when you draw your 5. And you can end up not having anywhere near what you need to do damage or break their shield too quickly otherwise. Right here I mostly have Bash, which doesn't do much damage. All it really does is it breaks the shield down more for you. And I can't finish him off now because of it. Although I do get one more turn to try to do that, assuming I draw good cards for dealing damage to him. There we go, boss down. Alright, and our fox grew another level. Now, what do they want on this one? Clay and a moonstone. I don't even know if I have clay that I can give. Yeah, it's an interesting game. for now, I gotta head back until I can find some clay. It basically generates a world of like a number of islands floating in the sky that you fly between and do different things. Let me see, does someone else... Let me see if someone else needs the other lily pad right now. I think they all are injured, so you need it the most. Alright, I can't do that inside the amulet there. There we go. No lily pads up there. Let's work on building our social levels here a bit more, talking to the people in town. Oh, lighter plant seeds, nice. I think everyone is probably at home right now in this. So I think I'm gonna explore around and see if I can find some stone fruit and flowers to pick up so that I'm not quite so low on stamina food. Although it doesn't look like there's much that's regrown just yet. Now I'll just let my stamina recover a little bit in the hot spring here, as it is rather slow, unfortunately. That area down there was our first dungeon. The game is part life sim, so it's not all like battling in dungeons and leveling your spirits. You do have to gather resources to make the different items. Turn ore into ingots. And you especially need ingots for a lot of the magic stuff. Alright, let's see if we got any plants towards the top side of the island here. Fortunately, it is not looking like that's the case. Ah, nice. One of our trees is fully grown now. Alright, got ingots ready. coal is not clay. Once again, as I said, I really don't know. Where I'm gonna find clay, I probably have to go to the third island there. Okay, bite plus, brawl plus, fallen flow, fury of blows. Tomorrow, those should probably be ready for me to grab them. Again, I can take the Alchemist wand and finish growing them with it, but it takes stamina. And I can actually just buy all of the seeds for the different things that are needed in the shop in town here. Lena? Oh, you're not Lena. Alright, let's go talk to you. Talk to Zed. Alright. Let's go see what this island's about here on the right side. I have not done that at all, as you can see, even off stream. And I have a feeling that might be where we find the clay we need for that next offering. As I said though, you do have to be careful. You want to make sure you get as close to the island you're flying to as you can before taking off, because you do have an energy limit on your broom. And even if you're using the balloon is very slow, so you want to make sure that you're pretty much in line with where you're going with that as well, regardless too. Alright, so I want to come up here by the hot spring, go all the way over. This is the closest we're going to get there. And now if it gets too late, we can just use the whistle that we picked up on the island. And that will just warp us back. Alright, some gems and money. Oh, so as you can see, this is a big one, and we have a little symbol swirling around on the map for this one. Alright, this looks like a maze. And unfortunately, it looks like we actually stopped on it on top of the wall. And I actually think we have a treasure map for this island. Ah, yarrow flowers, interesting. There's some flax. Alright, that was the one archway. Alright, so let's make our way back to our house. Yep, there's the oaken we paired with Paolo. And that is one of the tasks we're going to eventually be doing. We haven't received the second request yet, but Osano wants us to pair each villager with a spirit, and Paulo was the first one. And he wanted an Oaken. Whoops, can't get that way. So we don't know what the other villagers are going to want to be paired with just yet. We haven't gotten any more requests for that at the moment. Alright, being right here, hopefully we can make it back in time. As with any game like this, you have a certain period of time after midnight that you have to get back to your house by, or you just pass out. So we got a combat point now. That's our first one altogether. So there's Banishment and Cartomancy. So we have Beginner Cartomancer, increased chance of uncommon cards, appearing during level up, or Trader. 10% chance to upgrade cards when adding them to a Spirit's deck. Close Call, which would give us 5% chance of incoming attacks to do 0. I think I'd rather have Expert Cartomancer though. Critical hits. There's a modifier. 30% chance to upgrade cards when adding them to a Spirit's deck. I think I'd rather go the Cartomancy route for those two abilities. So what else do we got over here? 50% more likely to succeed when fleeing. Draw an additional card at the start of combat. Let's go with that. And it doesn't look like we have points in anything else right now. So, what do you do? Oh good, you're another healing item. Nice. 30 HP, 20 stamina, and plus 30 HP. Alright. We do have the mine on the one island that we can go to in order to and there's an archway we kind of discovered. So on the island over here we have a mine that we can go down into to get more ore. As you can see, we were kind of low on copper. Tobin, come to Tobin's fishing shop on Moonstone Beach for all your fishing needs. Actually, let me check our crops for things right now. Nothing's ready yet. now to make our way all the way back over here. And if we don't get back before the night, the next day we'll go and do some mining because we're going to need more ore. You need quite a few ingots for making things, and ingots take 3 ore apiece. Aha, there's the stairs down. There's another fruit. I just want to check over here before we head down in. Now, I don't have the map with me. I stupidly forgot to grab it, but it was towards the bottom in the middle there. And keep my eye open for flowers and fruit as we're going. So the flax flowers are just essentially what you use to tame them. For the moment, they give plus 10 to your taming on them. We're starting to run into some spirits that take at least 2 flowers before their heart meter is fully filled. Which leads me to believe there's possibly more items that come up down the road that are better for taming. If we could find more of the yarrow, that would be even better though. That's not going to really show me the layout of it. I need the treasure map to see the layout, which I completely forgot to grab. And at least there is some stone fruit in here to help keep my energy up. There's the archway. See if I can find the pathing that leads into it. Actually, while we're at it, I do want to see if I can change the clock there a little bit. No, I do want to see the clock. I'd rather it not be 24-hour time, though. Oh, you can change the length of time during the day. That's interesting. battle difficulty, spirit spawn rates. Okay. So there's a couple things you can adjust to change the time of day, or well, the length of the day. Along with how often spirits show up. Those are some interesting options for sure to have actually included in there. So at the moment it seems like we're going to have to go over and to the left. To actually get to that archway. Oh, okay. For a moment there I thought that was a spirit randomly showing up. Alright, do you have anything good? Fallen Foam and Bash. We can get ourselves. Mastermind was a card I actually got from him already. Deals 6 damage, put a copy of this card into your draw pile. Exhaust 1 Bash card from your hand, gain 1 energy. Alright, I do like Gloves Off. If you have Rage applied, draw 2 cards, otherwise draw 1 card. Alright. Now looks like I gotta get further over to the left there. God, I was kind of worried if I'd be able to actually get around his house. Okay, there's nothing up there. Looks like we're heading down here on this path. Not quite there yet. Oh, here we go. Alright, it's starting to get dark. It's taken us most of the day right now to actually get through this maze. But we are nearing the end of it. Alright, so how you activate these for the cards, you stand in them where they get highlighted, mouse over them where it turns into a hand, then you hold down right click or space. And then you pick to do study, meditate, or cleanse. Study will add a card, meditate will upgrade a card, and cleanse will remove a card. I'll grab another meditate. Okay, nope, that's his house. So right now, oh, come on. Stop, game. I'm feeling the whistle's going to be our best bet without having to make our way back through the maze, considering how late it's getting. Now you can only play the whistle once a day, but it takes you right back to the fountain where you got it. So if you're in a maze like that and it's already getting really late, in my opinion, it's a good option to avoid passing out. Oh nice, our spirit egg has hatched. Interested to see what it is. Another letter. Alchemist, it says, something incredible turned up in my research. Oh, sorry, I had my fountain pen on caps lock. Cleo and I just unearthed some ancient texts that speak about a great spirit that lives in the hot spring. And I desperately need your help to dig further. Apparently the people of the Old Kingdom used to give offerings to this spirit of the spring, and sometimes receive blessings in return. I thought it might be nice to have a festival to try it out for ourselves. I promise it'll be fun, not just a boring sciencey research time. Bring an offering, something valuable, ideally. Sure, I could bring a gem. Figure I'll just cut those down for the seeds since we picked up a lot of flax and stone fruit in that maze there, so we don't necessarily need to pick it right now. And we're just better off making sure we keep our seed stock up for them. Alright, so our egg hatched. Let's see what we got, guys. A gemlin. Level 7. Interesting. Alright, 2 more points. Uppercut. Regroup. Tackle. Fury of Blows. Rock Throw Plus, because that's actually quite a bit of damage there. Reconsider. I'm going to leave you in there for now. I do see 2 more islands off the maze there. So those will probably be our next objectives coming up soon. Still don't have clay to make it further in that one dungeon on the left side, though. So for the time being, our only choice is to explore some of these islands we've sort of uncovered on the right side, unless I wanted to blindly look for something on the left. I would love to get some wind and fire elements, to tell you the truth, as well. So what I'm thinking to avoid falling and losing stamina is we'll fly over to the maze and then we'll fly from the maze to the next one. I saw a stone fruit sitting on the wall here somewhere. I could be wrong. Nope, here is a couple though. I will grab this. And downwards we go. Oh, this looks like more earth spirits. Oh, there's another one we don't have though. A Wommer. Basically worm and an apple. But the R is after the M instead. Could have captured it, but I'll capture another one later on. Oh, there's another mumbleweed. Enough to finish him, but I'll get him pretty close. Back into our amulet here. We got a couple more level ups. Alright, perception, no. Sacrifice. Choose one card to exhaust, choose one card from your discard pile to add to your hand. I'll take that. That's exhaust plus, or sacrifice plus, so it's a little bit better. Alright, you have decent power and speed. Now let's increase your health. Bite plus, brawl. Alright, no, we're not going to grab a card for you. Try to keep the card numbers down. Oh yeah, we'll grab any lily pads we see. We're going to need them eventually for healing. Dusty, we have them. I'd love to explore that little section in the middle of the pond though. Ah, another new one. Cool slime. So you hit feed. You hit feed. It'll cost you one of your energy. You right-click the flower, then you click the mob. And if they make it to the center of the field, that means that you have successfully tamed them. Now, not every monster will automatically fill up the heart when you feed them the flower. You might need to spend 2 energy for some of them before they actually are fully willing to come over. And I'm just reaping the fruit and the flowers with the scythe to get some more seeds. Short of what we need. That should do it. Ooh, nice. I did not realize I could get moonstones from the fights. Moonstones are very handy, as you need 3 of those to make ingots, and you need either moonstones or moonstone ingots to make a lot of the magic stuff. Especially the later on, like really big pieces of magic equipment need ingots. Alright, here's another Wommer. Let's see if I can tame this one. Collect them as well. Alright, so feed. And the flax flower. Yep, see his heart didn't fill all the way, so I have to feed him another one. Nope. One more. Really? I've seen him take a couple more before, so I'm kind of just surprised that it took 3, at least. I wonder if I'm going to need something other than this to get certain monsters after a point. There we go. We'll send you to the barn as well. So by breaking these rocks, we can potentially find a mine to go into. Won't be too hard, as I do have the first upgrade to the hammer. And it's only the bigger rocks. You won't find a mine breaking the small ones. There's a monster I fought in a mine on the island with a town that I kind of wanted, but didn't have the flax flowers with me for it. Brick house. block the damage but took the armor reduction. There we go. So if you say move to the side center, that's essentially where you put them in storage if, like, you don't want to put them in the barn or you don't have space, as you can only hold 3 of them on your medallion for battling. Alright, let's break a couple more open, see if we can find any mines. If not, like I said, we'll go to the one on the left island there. Nope, here we go. So the ones with the grayish protrusions on them are iron. And the ones with the yellowish orange protrusions are copper. I need copper a little more than I need iron, though. And as you can see up in the top left there are 2 chests in this mine as well. Alright, let me eat some stone fruit here so I can mine some more copper while we're checking things out. Break one of these small rocks here to keep going forward. Alright, here's another copper deposit. And it looks like I'll need to break you to get further in here. Yeah, you need the iron to make the, well, you need the copper, I think it was, to make the reinforced tools. But you need the other one, the iron, to make the tools after that. But you need the reinforced one first, is part of the requirements for that. I'm really curious to see when I'll start finding other spirits of other elements than earth, because you can pick from a wind or a fire one at the start in the tutorial. So I'd really like to start at least getting the wind. Ah, Gemlin. This will break their armor, making them dizzy, so they take double damage, and also lose their next turn. I do have a gemlin, as you will recall. Our Earth Spirit Egg gave us a gemlin. Alright, nope, none of the chests are down there. There is a lot of iron here, but I'm a little more focused on getting the copper right now, as had a lot less copper than I did iron. And I also do have another mine I can go get both the copper and iron from. Off to the left there, I don't know how easy it is for you guys to see it, but I can see one of the two chests over there. Alright, let's see here. No, I don't have a tackle on me, so there's no point trying to use it. Now there is one, but seeing as it'll be the last card we use regardless, there is no point making it 0. Take out the fluff fox here before we open this chest. That was actually kind of pointless as I had no energy. Alright, let's see if I get a card that'll do enough damage. 5, 5, 12, that definitely would. Ooh, another Earth Spirit egg. Alright, so in these chests you always find a blueprint. And that is the blueprint for the greenhouse, which will let us grow crops regardless of the season, without them dying. And we found our other chest already too. Our blueprint in there is the spirit storage. Another way to store spirits outside of the spirit barn and the science lab. Alright, let's grab a couple of these iron deposits just to get some more of that while we're here. That'll be the most we grabbed for now. Oh yeah, it's getting pretty late in the game, that is. Let's just do this to make it a little bit quicker. Another full stack of stone. Then some. Wow, 2 stacks of stone. Interesting. Did not think I got that much from everything. And then the coal. Alright. Actually, alright, so I need a piece of wood. I need to make another spirit nest to hatch the egg we got here. Actually, it's getting a bit too risky considering how far from the house I have the spirit barn. Alright, so we got another point for spirits. Before we pick Spirit Farmer, which increases the chance of them dropping eggs and resources. Oh, that's what happened to my oak and it ran away. Spirits will stay 1 day longer if not fed. Improved chance of successfully taming. Let's do taming there. Alright, no other points in anything else. Another letter. Hey Alchemist, it said, Osano told me you recently hatched your own baby spirit. Congrats. You're basically a parent now. You'll need this. It's a stall for feeding your spirits, but it never needs refilling. Magic, huh? P.S. You know the drill. More tasks, Science Center. Oh, okay. Moongrass Spirit Stall. So that's the one that never has to be refilled. The ones that I am able to make already, I have to put food into them. Alright, there's food for them all. Ah, there's a piece of clay. That was just what we needed. The clay was just what we needed, as I was saying, to advance in that dungeon. Okay, there's spirit storage, greenhouse. So we need a moonstone, 3 cloth, and a spirit stall. Here, put this nest up there and throw the other egg on it. Oh, that's right, I need a stall on there as well before I can place it. Which thankfully the stalls don't take too much to make. Can make it. right, I needed wood. I'm trying to remember what the heck I was needing to grab there for a second. Grab a broom. And charge that up to come over here to grab some resources. Alright, no saplings from here yet. Might as well grab a bit more wood than I need right now so that we're not like rushing to get more down the road. Have to take one of you guys out to get back there. Because I even still just have to switch over to the broom before I can even start charging it up. I hate that you broke his arm immediately and I can't even do a darn thing. Because every other card was for him. Don't even bother trying to hit him. He's like 3 times as strong as you are. Friday at last is one of my busiest days at work, though. I don't think any of these are fully grown yet. No. Those 3 are about fully grown, but since the flowers aren't even open, that means the rest of them aren't ready yet either. Alright, now I can make the stall for the other earth egg, and then we can throw that on the stall with a nest in order to let that one hatch too. if at any point, if you're playing this and you are running out of flowers faster than you're growing them or anything else you would feed them in the barn, just go up to them and say you're going to transfer them to the science lab where they get stored without needing to be taken care of. And then you'll still have them, but you won't need to worry about feeding them so much. Store some things back in our chest here. Flax, the ladder plants, stone fruit. Still only the one yarrow plant, sadly. I probably should have harvested that with the scythe to get seeds to grow more than one. But it looks like our brick house gave us a piece of clay, which will let us actually advance in that dungeon if we want to do that. Now let's see if there's anything in the community chest in the item shop. It's shaking, there's something in there. Ooh, stamina fertilizer, don't mind if I do. He's got an outfit and hairstyle, but they're like 10,000 a piece. Not necessarily worth doing. I don't know if our lily pads are barely grown. Plant the rest of them there in the water. Alright. 2 to 3 of our replanted trees have fully grown now, which is nice. Have some more of them from gathering wood up here we've replanted. It is a nice touch that they like show the trolls in different states of their growth, as opposed to just like being a sapling and fully grown or something. That's really the only way you level up your social skills, is by just talking and choosing the options to build relationship. Overall, not too exciting, but an interesting mechanic that you get skills to help improve it. So you basically went through the maze, solved it getting to the archway. Went down to there, we found one mine. Looks like there's another smaller island off to the left of it. There's 2 more islands to the right of those. There's probably more islands elsewhere too. And then we still have that dungeon to go through the rest of the way. Let's make a save. Anything else I want to do? Well, obviously, let's store the fertilizer that was in the community chest there. The swift hooks we've also gotten from there. You know what? That's an idea. Let's fish for a little bit. A boot! Yay! There we go. Now we got an actual fish. Yeah, but I have an interesting system for catching fish in this. And if you don't keep the cursor on the fish, the meter starts going down. And if it goes down all the way, you lose the fish. Alright, try to catch 2 more. Silver? Nope, didn't mean to toss it that way. I think the way it has been working is the harder it is to keep the cursor on the fish, the better quality the fish is. Because I've had like a gold and a 1 or 2 goldfish and a moonstone fish, which are the moonstone quality fish are the highest rarity. And let me tell you, that fish was able to swim around really fast and turn on a dime. We'll throw all the stuff we fished up into our selling box here. About 200 or so, 180. Not bad. Lily pads. Well, no, I think those ones are fully grown. Yep. Grab those to have a couple more of them. Alright, our crops up here are still not. So one of the things you can make to save yourself some stamina and time is amongst the regular things you can craft, you can make a sprinkler. I just haven't gotten to the point where I kind of feel it's all that immediately necessary to have it. That's the autosave? Okay. There it is. And there's a couple more trees, 3 more of them, and they're bigger trees too. I am getting a bit tired, so I don't know how much longer I'll play this. I might switch to something else for about an hour or so. We'll see what happens. So I don't know if we showed this last time. If you come up here through this waterfall cave, it shows you this like deck where you have this nice view of the ocean and the islands here. Nice little hand-drawn image there. I like that touch they gave it. And then you have to build a bridge to get over to this because you can't fly over the water there. Not gonna end just yet, but I am going to stop this game for the night. Let me just get back to the town here, and then I'll save and I'll find something else to potentially play for a little bit. I might install Crossrays and just do some of that. I do have a couple other things we could play though. Alright, let me get our intermission screen up here before we exit that. Don't really want to do Grand Bazaar after playing that. I still have to reinstall Tactics after the way I uninstalled Steam to fix it. I do have a game I got a couple weeks ago I'd be interested to show off at some point, but not right now. You know what? Let's do Not Monday Cafe, and you guys are able to actually join the cafe and eat and make a review. That's what I have to do. I have to connect it to Twitch for you guys to be able to do this. Alright, there we go. actually visible, guys. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second here. There you guys go. If you guys would like to hop into the cafe here, type !join and it will add you to the queue. And you can eat things, and then you're even able to leave a review on the cafe and rate it afterwards. So you type !join space and then the animal that you want to be. I will be right back, guys. So it's !join space the animal, then you type !menu and pick the item you want to order. !review to leave your review, and then emote if you want to emote. I will be right back, guys. back. Give me 1 second, we'll find something to do. Up to Tactics right now, or Battleseed Destiny Remastered. I do have Dispatch, but I want to wait till they release the rest of it before I go back into that. Demon X Machina, I gotta reinstall that for Ractal. Something I want to show off, but that's gotta be reinstalled. You know what? Yeah, let's install this back on here. How that cafe run while that goes is going to take a while. still only about 15% done. If you would like to go to the cafe, just type in exclamation join space and the animal, and then exclamation menu to see what's available to order. Then after that is exclamation review if you want to leave a review, and exclamation emote, and you pick an emote if you want emote while you're sitting there. Guys, I'm not too sure how much longer this is going to take. I might send you to someone else's channel and raid. Give me 1 second to see what Steam's at. Yeah, this is just at 50%. Let me see something here. Well, you know what? No, I do have an idea of something I can do. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta let this game update first, I guess. This shouldn't take too long to update, 4 minutes or so. Sorry for being quiet. Just been letting that Monday cafe run here for you guys to just kind of enjoy and join in the cafe if you want. While I wait for things to go and try to think of something to do. Just move this back over. Update is, but hopefully it shouldn't take as long as Crossrays is, hopefully. 3 minutes. I'll close down the little cafe there at the bottom once that's done and started up. Oh, that timer jumped up. supposedly very close to being done, although it's jumped up to about 11 minutes. Alright, we're just about ready. It's installing now. Alright, let's get this back up here, close this. We got about another 8 minutes here. see, this is verifying and repairing it. This is going to take a while. I'm going to let this go, but I think I'm going to call it here. I wasn't expecting this to take so long, guys. Oh, looks like everyone left, so I'm just going to end it here. I was going to raid off someone, so if everyone's gone, I'll catch you all in a couple more days. And see you then. Have a good day or a good night wherever you might be.